This is another one of those really hard videos for me to film. It's not easy talking about my personal life and the things that are going wrong in my life. People just like to see the highlights on social media. That's what social media is about. They just see a highlights reel of how perfect your life is, but it's really not. No one's is. So I thought it was important for me to share this video just to, again, show that it's okay to talk about your issues, that you don't have to bottle them up. Don't feel embarrassed about opening up and talking to someone. We all need help sometimes. Going by my latest few videos, since I've travelled over here, my life does look pretty perfect on YouTube. But what I haven't shared with anyone is I've actually lost everything. I'm here on my own, 3,500 k's away from everybody I care about. And it's really not easy. I don't know how much more I can take, how many more hits I can take before that's it. Yeah, I've pretty much hit rock bottom. Back home in the Riverland, South Australia, life was pretty good. I had a partner, been with her for 7 years. She had 5 kids. We all got along pretty well. I had my own son, Ben, plus 2 other kids, which, from my even harder video that I filmed earlier, up in the corner, you'll see that ended really badly. There was DNA testing and everything to see if the kids are even mine. That was an extremely hard video to make, but also I thought it was important to make that video for men's mental health, to speak out about your issues. So if you haven't watched this one, check that one out first and then come back to this one. Yeah, life was pretty good. We had a beautiful house out of town, 4-bedroom house, only $350 a week. Huge block, it was awesome. I filmed a lot of my videos at that house. It was the best house I've ever lived in. I loved it. Had a good relationship, everything else. For a couple of years we've been tossing up moving to Perth. My ex-partner had lived here previously and she loved it. So 2 years ago we come across for the 4-wheel drive show. We come right across, went down to Esperance and followed the coast whole way around to Perth. And after visiting all the beaches along the way, I pretty much made up my mind that this is where we wanted to move. She wanted me back desperately as well. I did everything I could to make it happen over that past year. So I sold pretty much everything I owned. I started applying for jobs straight away because I had to have a job before I come over here. I didn't want to be here without a job. I wouldn't be able to live. So I tried for nearly a year to find a job and with no success at all. And then finally, August last year, I finally had an offer for another Toyota dealership. I've worked for Toyota for the last 7 years, so it was a perfect opportunity. Another Toyota dealership offered me an accessory fitting job, which I was already doing. So it was a perfect fit. Trouble was, my partner at the time, her daughter was having a baby and was due in 3 months' time. So my ex-partner asked me if I'd give it 3 months before moving over here. And it was a really tough decision because I'd been trying for a year already to get a job. No luck at all. Hundreds of jobs I'd tried for. So this is the only job, and I knew they wouldn't hold a job for me for 3 months. So we sort of come to an agreement that, look, I'll come over first, I'll get the job. And then we knew there was a housing crisis over here as well. So it was going to be extremely hard. It could take a year, 2 years to even find a house that's that bad over here. So, and to even be able to look through a house, you have to be here in person for someone to look through it before you can even apply for the house. So we couldn't just apply for houses back in South Australia. We had to be here. So no point both of us being homeless over here. So she continued her job at Toyota she had over there as well, and I moved over here. What I didn't share, she really wasn't happy that I didn't give her those 3 months, which is understandable. 3 months isn't a big thing. I could have easily done it. That's half my fault. So I am to blame for that, and sort of the breakdown of our relationship, which I haven't shared with anyone. So I do take responsibility for my actions. If I could go back and do it all again, I would have done things differently and waited those 3 months, and we'd all be over here right now. But yeah, not long after being over here, we hardly talked, and it wasn't long after that that she ended it and found someone else, which I don't blame her. She wasn't happy that I was over here. I messed up. I also put the channel above my family as well, both my partner, her kids, and my own son, which I shouldn't have done. This is only a hobby for me. It's not a full-time job. That's why now I make sure the channel is second priority. I film every couple of weeks now, and I go out, and every second week I'll film a video, and the week after that I'll film nothing at all. I'll take no cameras with me, just go out and enjoy the outdoors with no distractions of cameras at all, because it was taking over my life. I hardly get any views on my channel. So what's the point of putting 100% of my effort into the channel when it's not going to be ever full time. It's just a hobby. So I have to treat it like that. Before my ex-partner decided not to come over here, her 5 kids were going to come over here as well. We're all going to come over together and get a house together. They decided they weren't coming. They were the first to back out of the idea. And that's half the reason my ex-partner decided not to come, because she didn't want to leave her kids, which is understandable as well. So the fact that I left her and not gave her the 3 months, and then her kids not wanting to come as well, she backed out. So I was over here on my own, but I still had my son coming over, which I was excited for. At least I had my son coming over, we'd be together again. And that's all I've been looking for. That's what's kept me going this last few months, is knowing my son is going to come over here. My son Ben has been really excited about coming over here. The thing that's made it hard though, the original plan was I was coming over with my partner. We were going to get a house together because we knew that housing here was ridiculously priced. We knew it'd be up for at least $600 a week, and that was the plan. But since she backed out, her kids backed out, I was stuck. I was living out of my Hilux. For 2 months I lived out of the Hilux because I couldn't afford a place of my own. I eventually found a room I could rent, but I'm stuck in this situation now. I've moved 3,500 k's away, stuck renting a room, not being able to afford a house on my own anymore. So how do I get my son over here? I honestly don't know what to do. I've got myself completely stuck where I cannot even bring my son over here and provide him a house. He has a disability, so he's on the NDIS, so he doesn't get a lot of money, so he can't really help contribute too much into rent and everything else. It's basically up to me to support my son. And how can I do that when you can't afford to even live yourself? I can't even afford a house of my own. I don't know what to do. He's terrified of coming over here and being unstable, not knowing if we have a house over our head or not. Currently he's staying with one of my mates who, back in the day when I was around 18 years old, I let him stay with me for 2 years to help him out, and now he's returning the favour by helping my son live with him for a couple of months until we found a house. I've also got a dilemma. The place I'm staying right now, the lady I'm staying with, in a couple of months' time, she's doing up her bus. She wants to travel Australia as well, which I don't blame her. Everyone wants to do that now. It's an awesome thing to do. But that means in a couple of months' time, I might be homeless again. So I just don't know what to do. I don't know, how much more I can take. I've lost everything and now I might be homeless again. Sure, I might be able to find another room to rent, but that's still not going to help my son come over. He's rang me the other day and told me that he doesn't want to come over, and that killed me. That was all I was looking forward to. It was, I didn't have a partner coming over anymore. At least I had my son coming over. I had something to look forward to, a positive future. And now he doesn't even want to come over and be with me. And I can't tell you how that makes me feel. It just makes me feel so alone and isolated now. I don't know what to do. Now I know I'm getting depressed. I don't have many happy days. Like, it looks great when I'm out exploring on YouTube. It seems like I'm having a great time. And it is. I do love exploring, and that's my favourite thing to do. But I've realised doing it alone just isn't the same. You go to these beautiful places, but you've got no one to share it with. And it just doesn't feel complete. I should be going to see a doctor about how I'm feeling, and I encourage everyone to do that. But going on medication at the moment isn't going to change my circumstances. I'm still going to be the exact same spot. My way of dealing with this at the moment, I have someone coming over from South Australia on the 12th. I'm driving to Perth, pick them up, and we're going to drive for 10 days. Just go camping every day in the Hilux, no cameras. I'm not going to film anything at all. Just take 10 days away from everything, no distractions, just enjoying the outdoors and just recovering, taking that time away from social media just to get my head around everything. And I think that's the best thing for me at the moment. I honestly don't know what to do. I lived in the Riverland, South Australia since I was 17 years old. So over half my life, I lived in the same place. And the Murray River is beautiful. Like, I had hundreds of campsites to go to every single weekend. It was great. But the trouble was, every single campsite was the same scenery. It was the same river, same trees, nothing. There was no diversity to it. And I'm already in my 40s, and I didn't want to spend my entire life in the same spot. I want to travel. I want to see Australia. So I wanted to come to a new place, and I was hoping my family would come with me. The easy option is to move back home where my son is. At least I could still be with my son. But that means going back to the same job, same place, and never living my life. If I had a partner here, it would, it sounds stupid, but it would have solved everything. I could have afforded a house, my son would have come over, we would live together, one big happy family. But how am I supposed to do this on my own? I regret ever coming here. I love it over here, don't want to leave. I want to spend the rest of my life here, but also don't know what to do. How am I going to fix this situation? I'm that depressed. I've shut everybody out. These last couple of days since finding out my son doesn't want to come over here, I haven't wanted to talk to anybody at all. I haven't even talked to my son. I just don't know what to say to anybody now. There's not many content creators out there that would ever make a video like this. Nobody wants to see these type of videos. It's not trending. It's not what people want to watch. But I think it's really important, as hard as it is for me to express how I'm feeling and share the most intimate details of my life. I think it really is important, because if I can open up and say the absolute worst things that are going on in my life on camera, like I've said, there's no reason you can't talk to a mate, even just one mate. I'm talking to the world right now, telling the worst things that are going on in my life, the stuff that absolutely kills me and I'm barely hanging on at the moment. We're all going through something. Don't feel like you're alone. You can't get much more worse than this. I've lost all my kids. Don't be afraid. There's plenty of helplines out there, plenty of professional services that can help you. If you don't feel comfortable talking to them, just message me. I've been through so much shit in my life. I'm happy to talk to anybody. My last video I made, I was so pleased that it helped so many people. And I made that probably 2 years ago, and I still get people messaging me, even last week, saying how much that video has helped them and it changed their lives. And that's just blown me away. And that's what's inspired me to make this second video. I could have just shut up and kept posting like my life was perfect over here, because that's what people want to see, but that's not helping anyone. If things do change in my circumstances, if they improve or get worse, I'll make sure I do share it with you. I want my channel to be the highs and the lows. It's a real life channel. Everything I do is honest and genuine, and I don't want to be fake on camera. I don't want to be one of those content creators. It's getting too hard to continue talking now. I don't want to keep going. Thank you to whoever has watched this long and put up with me dragging on about what's going on in my life and how messed up my life is. But hopefully the next video I make will be a lot more positive. I'm taking a couple of weeks off now, like I said, clear my head, and then I'll be back out. I want to go out, I've got a paddleboard now. I'm going to go out camping in the paddleboard, take it out with just what I can carry onto an island and camp overnight on an island. So that's going to be really interesting, something I've never done before. I want to do a lot more hiking videos too, so I'm trying to stay positive and plan these sort of trips that I can do, something to look forward to. I hope you have appreciated the effort I've put into this video and expressing how I feel. If you have, leave a like, or if you've got any suggestions on what I should do, because I have no idea at all, leave a comment, or if this has helped you, let me know. Send me a message. Happy to have a chat with anyone at all. That's what my channel is all about. Don't forget, if you haven't already watched this other video, it explains a lot more of it, what I've been through, and this is nothing compared to what I've been through in the past. But thanks for watching this video, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.